I want to tell you a little bit about my story. I grew up in a normal American home. I had an amazing dad and mom, a sister and a brother. Life was normal. We played. I did sports. Everything was great. When I was 12 years old, my dad came home and he started having headaches. And it went on for several weeks, and he took a bunch of aspirin and nothing gave him relief. And he eventually went to the doctor, had some tests run, and it turns out he had a brain tumor on the back of his head and was going to have surgery. I still remember my dad telling me goodbye in March and going off to the hospital to have that surgery. And I stayed at my aunt and uncle's house. I slept on a couch. I prayed to God every night. I cried to myself to sleep praying that my dad would have successful surgery and eventually come home. On June 2nd, the last day of school, I walked home, walked up to my aunt's door, and she walked out the door and said, "I hate to tell you this, but your dad passed away today." And I was a baby Christian. I just had received Christ a few months earlier, and it broke my heart to lose my dad. I couldn't believe it. We plunged into poverty. My mother had never worked outside the home. We never owned a home. And my mother had to go to work taking minimum wage jobs to provide for us 3 kids. But God did something through this. He touched my heart. He gave me a heart for the poor because I grew up poor. We qualified for food stamps, low income housing. I was on the free lunch program at school. And God touched my heart and grabbed it. And that's why I'm doing what I'm doing today. That's why I founded Alms International, because I was poor. I didn't have much hope in life. I wondered what I was going to do. And I want to give that back now. I want to reach poor people. I want to reach the least of these for Christ. I want to share the gospel around the world. And I pray that you might have a heart for the poor as well. It's almost Christmas time, and I don't even think about what I would want for Christmas anymore. Instead, I want to give. And I bet that's probably where your heart is as well. You want to give something back. So I want to ask you to give to a charity this Christmas season. It doesn't have to be ours. If you're walking up to a store and you see that red kettle, how about put something in there? How about doing a shoebox for that other ministry that's out there? Support your local ministry. If you want to support our ministry, that'd be great. It's Alms International. You can find us on the website at almsinternational.com, or you can find us on Facebook at Alms International, and you can make a donation online or send a check. But I beg you to have a heart for the poor and the needy and give this Christmas season. That's what God did. The greatest thing that you can do is give. And the easiest way to be like God is to give. For God so loved the world that He gave. He gave His only Son for us. So let's give this Christmas season. Let's have a heart for the needy. Thanks so much.